Goemon's magic powers will allow him to transform into a Super Saiyan.
Who are you?
I am the hope of the universe! I am the answer to all living things that cry out for peace! I am protector of the innocent! I am a Super Saiyan!
No! It can't be!
Okay, so Frieza's right, for once. Goemon's sudden impact magic will increase his power but lower his defense, and now he can push these metal boxes. Ibisumaru shrinks to a teeny tiny size to fit inside small doors and spaces. Sasuke's is called Super Jump, but all he really does is put on a jetpack that allows him to jump higher. The impact stages consist of two parts. Part 1 has Impact rollerblading through the countryside, destroying villages and robots to collect his health and ammo. Sheesh, could have sworn he was one of the good guys. The battles switch the game into a giant mech battle simulator, because you never know when you could be challenged to a mech duel in real life. You can chain attacks together to kick and stuff. The only techniques I ever use are the chain pipe, aim with the control stick and push R, strong punch, the A button. I use weak punches every now and then, they're the B button. The laser discs, or whatever they're called, they're the Z button. And the impact beam. Push the C buttons clockwise and then hold Z. And you can only use the impact beam when the two bars in the middle are flashing. The downside of this mode is that you can't pause while you're playing as Impact. There are a total of 6 minigames and a couple of fetch quests, such as this one when I'm running around Duck Creek trying to catch fish. The 4 main minigames are to unlock the character's magic abilities. Another one is a crane game to get Ibisumaru's camera. And the last game puts you on Benki's bridge and you have to throw barrels at his ankles. Benki's is really easy. Just take a look. The crane game is either really annoying or really easy. What really hurts this game is just how slow that crane moves. Goemon's game is to throw boxes at giant oyokatas for 99 seconds to protect your balloons. It took me 2 tries this last time. Ibisumaru's is in a cupboard. You have to collect 8 dumplings and not be seen before time runs out. Yae must be guided up a waterfall to unlock her powers. I've had years where this game has just killed my hand, because you have to press the A button like a madman and avoid those oyokatas. I'm glad it just took 1 try this year. Sasuke's is a pillar platforming challenge. Say that 3 times fast. You jump from foothold to foothold and try not to fall off. It might take a little bit of practice to beat this one. Now I don't like Goemon's or Yae's at all, but all the minigames are fast and don't detract much from the game's overall greatness. Let's talk locations. Goemon and company will travel to several different towns with inhabitants that have very distinct personalities. Dogs talk, people complain about their goofy problems, and almost all the children are apparently super dancers. Villains actually end up kidnapping a lot of kids so they can be backup dancers. This plot is so weird. Anyway, the group will travel to a ghost house with a pool table, a food-themed submarine, fields, cliffs, and mountains, a desert, an icy village, a witch's house, a town that goes up into outer space, and many other crazy locations, including the fortune teller. Yes, for Tenryu, the plasma man will give you a clue about where to go next. It's useful if you put the game down for a while. At an inn, restore your lost health by staying in a room, or save your progress by talking to the innkeeper. The boss designs in this game are pretty creative. Let's take a quick look at a few of them. After the third boss is defeated, the dragon Koryuta will be saved from Peach Mountain. He gives a flute to Yae that allows you to warp back to previous locations. Let's talk about the different items in this game. First off are the Fortune Cat dolls. Collect 4 silver ones to increase your heart gauge by 1, and collect 1 gold one to increase it automatically. Armor can be bought that will protect your heart meter. You can also buy food from shops and restaurants to restore health, and in a couple of towns you can even buy surprise packs, which serves as this game's extra life. Since it's pretty easy to restore health, I've never done much shopping. In the dungeons, Mr. Elephant will give you the map, and Mr. Arrow will put the boss's location on the map. In the field, you can find money and dumplings. Dumplings restore your health, and a couple of surprise packs are hidden here and there. When enemies are defeated, they drop Ryo, dumplings, or nothing. After a bit of research, I found that this game was released on a 128 megabit cartridge. This helped create its sharp graphics. There are a few glitches, and sometimes the graphics tear, but overall they are crisp and clean. I will also say that there is sometimes a noticeable frame rate drop that drags the game nearly to a screeching halt. You can also jump through trees, which doesn't make any sense at all. But these 2 graphical mishaps and a couple of bad minigames are the only major problems I have with this game. I could probably talk about the music alone for quite a while, but I'll just give you the short version. It's great. There are 3 songs that feature vocalists, and of course, they all possess wacky lyrics. Most of the music is instrumental MIDI, and I'm happy to say that it is of high quality, and most of the themes are pretty catchy. The way the music is incorporated into the dungeons is quite clever as well. In Ghost Toy's castle, for example, when you first enter, all you hear is the basic melody, and as you get deeper, new parts, such as the counter melody and the drum track are introduced, and it keeps building throughout your progression. I have played very few games that do things like this, and I think it needs to be done more often. The music does an excellent job of incorporating the East meets West feel. I don't claim to be a scholar of feudal Japanese music, but I know it sounds nothing like this soundtrack. The instruments are a combination of Eastern and Western sounds, and the writing itself is skewed more towards the West. But at the same time, it keeps that Japanese flavor that makes the music work extremely well. Kudos to the musical crew. The music is wonderful. The sound effects are good as well. The basic hit sounds are present, and when enemies are sliced by a blade instead of being hit by a blunt weapon, you get to hear a satisfying slicing sound. Some of them are a little cartoony, but that fits in perfectly with everything else this game has going for it. That concludes part 2.